What's up? What's good? What's happening? Welcome back to the At the Buzzer podcast. I'm DC and I'm here with
G-Money.
Collin.
Amadou.
And today we got a special guest with us. We got Calvin. Welcome.
What's going on, y'all, man? I'm here with my guys, here to talk about some sports. Ready to get into it.
Give us kind of your background.
Well, I'm a second-year media major here at Ball State with a concentration in multimedia and broadcast storytelling from Indianapolis. So I'm a big Pacer and Colts fan. Keep up with basketball, football, baseball, and hockey. I just love sports in general. I love talking about it, too, especially with my friends. So, yeah.
Calvin's a great writer. Make sure y'all check him out on Daily News. But, today we're going to get into, obviously, we got to talk about the Super Bowls to start, some other NFL's chat. Got to talk about the NBA, some NCAA stuff, and then we're probably going to get into some WWE. But without further ado, let's talk about that Super Bowl, man. Give me your reactions.
BS.
I picked wrong again, y'all. Picks were all bad, all playoffs long.
I think we all didn't we all say
we all said
Niners.
Yeah, that
Y'all all
was
said the
Yes,
Niners?
bro. Everybody said
Man, you ain't
49ers.
never
Calvin
told
did
me
have
they
the
had
Chiefs.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. It was just on some hater stuff for me. I ain't gonna lie.
Came
But
back
it's
to
like-
that.
it wasn't even hater stuff for me. I genuinely just thought the Niners were gonna win. Like, I understand, and Chiefs got Pat Mahomes, but you feel me? Like that Niners offense, like they too good to not get a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And
On
Thought
paper,
this
the
was
Niners
their
look way better.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
not close. It's a fantasy football team, bro.
Literally.
You got
is.
all pros at multiple different positions. You got a legendary play caller, and that's all you could do.
exactly, like
3 yards,
y'all is
10
too
minutes into
y'all
the third
too
quarter?
good to not get a Super Bowl, bro.
Come on, bro. Y'all been doing this for 5 years now, so I mean we'll get into that. But to me, that's just disgusting.
That's
Yeah.
weak.
To abandon the run in the third quarter when you have the best running back in football
It's the
is
Kyle
ridiculous.
Shanahan special.
It's ridiculous.
At what point do you learn, bro? You've blown
He
10-point leads in every Super Bowl you've
He
been in.
hard headed.
Yeah.
He's hard headed.
You have the best running back in football, too. Why are we having Brock Purdy try and go out there and make these passes? Just hand the ball off.
So I'm saying, and
Set the
you
little
didn't even-
screens.
You didn't even switch it up to what y'all normally do in the pass game. You didn't even run the short pass game. You got Purdy trying to throw it down the middle of the field. That's not what y'all offense been all year, and it's not what y'all been doing for a decade. Why would you switch to that now?
Exactly.
Yeah,
And I
that
feel like
makes
in the
sense,
regular season they did a better job of stretching out the field. Like you feel me? Like they had Debo going sideline to sideline, and that, when you do stuff like that, that stretches out defense. But now y'all don't really want to do it as much in the Super Bowl, and that could have opened up stuff for C-Mac in the middle. Like I just feel like they had been what they've been doing all year.
It was testing out my fault. It was testing out Snead and McDuffie one-on-one.
And they was
all
not
game.
going.
It was locked.
Was not
McDuffie
going.
was sitting
Yeah, nah.
stuff, bro.
It was ridiculous because they had such a beautiful first drive where you can tell that they had a game plan and they went and implemented that game plan. But it's like throughout the rest of the game, the 49ers did no pre-snap motion.
Pitch down
Like
the
there was
leg.
like no motion pre-snapping. When your whole offense is predicated on pre-snap motion, like getting your receivers off the line without getting jammed and things like that, and you're not. There's no creation. There was no It's like Kyle Shanahan stopped calling plays from Kyle Shanahan playbook.
Yeah. It's kind of like the Ravens game. They try to beat the Chiefs at their own game.
Right.
That's not going to happen.
No.
But, Calvin, you had the Chiefs.
I did.
Why?
You never supposed to bet against Pat, man. It's just like he's been here before.
Yeah.
And when he goes up against a guy like Brock Purdy and Kyle Shanahan, guys who don't have reputations in this stage of football, and guys who do have a poor reputation in this stage of football, it's a no-brainer just to go with the Pats. Yeah, I mean, come on, man. He's orchestrated by Andy Reid.
Yeah.
It's hard to go against that. The Niners, they didn't utilize a lot of their key players.
George
So-
Kittle with what? 1 catch, 2 catches?
He was
man.
getting
Yeah.
scrapped.
That was bad.
He was getting.
That's horrifying.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
So let me ask you something. You think Pat the GOAT?
As of now, of
Yeah.
course not.
Thank you.
Duh.
10 years in the future, though.
We can't, man. This is football, man. That man could have a career-ending injury tomorrow. It's too close to
If he
call
get a
it.
career in the injury
But he's
tomorrow,
on pace, though.
I'm looking for some wood to knock on, bro.
SUVs pulling up. Somebody goes.
Gonna get you, bro.
I will say this though, he is on pace. I mean, the man's not even 30 yet, and he's had three Super Bowl MVPs with 3 Super Bowls. I believe 2 MVPs, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
he's on pace.
Yeah.
And let me not. I know it sounds like I'm just like it's a total 49ers collapse. Nah, the Chiefs played good football in that second half. They came out and played. They played good football in the second half. Like that defense all year has carried this team.
Do what they got to do.
And those they DBs play so physical, and they play a game where they just like sitting on you, like you can't go nowhere. And their linebacking core with Nick Bolton, Willie Gay, those like they ain't nothing to play with. Chris Jones just coming and wrecking potential touchdown plays back to back to back. Like
he had a game-saving play.
Yeah,
he did.
Chris Jones was real.
Juwan was
that whip route was something serious. I ain't gonna lie.
Man, it was just one thing that really surprised me. There was the drive where they were up 3, and I think it was less than a minute on the clock for Mahomes and them to drive down.
Mm.
They played the softest coverage you could play.
And just let them get down the field so easy.
10 yards off. I'm like, bro, you have one of the best pass rushes in the world.
Yeah.
And they don't have Tyreek Hill anymore. You got to strap up. You double team Kelsey, and you take your back guarding everyone else one-on-one. Make them beat man coverage. You just allowed them to 5-yard out here, 10-yard in here. And they just getting 10-yard chunks at ease. I really think that destroyed, that was bad. The coverage, and you saw Shanahan call the timeout at the end because they was playing, once again, 10 yards off. And it just doesn't make sense, bro. You got the best pass rush in the world. Use it.
Exactly.
What do y'all think about the Niners players saying they didn't know the OT rules?
Like that's something you never come out and admit. That's so, real rap. Like you're in the Super Bowl. Know every rule.
Yeah.
And this isn't a rule that this is a rule that just got changed. This was a big topic around the league that everybody gets possession in football. And at the end of the day, y'all scored a field goal at the first drive. It didn't matter what rule. It doesn't matter what the rule was. You would have lost. And saying that you would have deferred if you would have known the rules. Your coach knew the rules.
Yeah.
Your coach tells you.
He just
what
ain't
to do.
want to win.
I was about to say your coach tells you what to do when you go out there and get that toss on that toss. So your coach knows the rules.
It was a report that Shanahan actually planned for OT weeks ago. Everything they did was part of his OT game plan from January.
And that's another thing. I feel like he wasn't playing to win. He was just playing to, how do I say this?
To not lose.
Mm-hmm.
Overly conservative.
Yeah, and you can't play like that, bro. I ain't saying you gotta do some dumb stuff, but dog.
He want to do that in OT, but not in the third and fourth quarter.
The one play they let loose on, the little reverse screen, what'd you get? You got a CMC touchdown. When they get into all the motion, the jet sweeps, all that crazy, that's what they do.
That's so dumb why you abandon what got you there. If it's not broke, do not, don't try to fix it. But they've been doing some dumb stuff all week. One day, offensive lineman basically threw another lineman under the bus, and it was the reason we had to sell the fair field goal is because he missed his block, and then he responded on Twitter and was like, "Dang, I hope you get a speedy recovery."
Chris Jones over there talking about some I think one of them missed their assignment. I just got to walk right back there.
And he sure did.
He did.
Sure did.
I think the issue with the Niners player not know that's fundamental. That's not only fundamental. That's coaching. That's also just being a pro. You're in the biggest stage of football. Be a man and know the rules.
Yeah, that's the Super Bowl.
Even though you may have not been here before, act like you.
He been here before. Scored in that last one too.
So that's just basically fundamentals.
And that's
coaching too.
The referee is out there explaining the rules before he flips the coin.
Exactly.
Now, I know the rules are somewhere on the screen and stuff. Y'all up there looking
and it's literally a mic that everybody can hear.
Yeah, bro. There's no excuse. And even if y'all didn't, that's in the second. Oh man, what are the OT rules? Let me try to figure them out real quick on the sideline. Right. Yeah. And at the end of the day, play to win the game. You don't need to know the rules.
Exactly.
Go out there and score a touchdown. Stop other team from scoring. Simple football.
I ain't gonna lie. I was shocked that they went on offense first. Cause I was I'm not giving Pat Mahomes the ball to end the game.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. You gonna have to get it that first drive. Cause I'm not finna put it in your hands to possibly end this game. Cause I think they even said if the Chiefs would have scored a touch, if both of the teams would have scored a touchdown anyway, the Chiefs would have went for 2.
Yeah.
And I'm not leaving that up to Pat Mahomes, bro.
He marched right down the field too.
Steve Wilkes is a big part of why they lost that Super Bowl. Defensive coordinator, just Sometimes you gotta buckle down. Just like Collin said, it was soft coverage, and this is possibly going to be the game-winning drive.
Man,
You gotta take some time off. I don't remember them calling a timeout as that drive was going on.
And they had 3 timeouts.
No opportunity to recollect yourself. We're talking about the Super Bowl. How often does the Super Bowl go into overtime? Nobody gets put in these positions like this. It's okay if you don't know how to react to certain things. Take a break. Take a breather. I didn't see no timeouts called. Yeah, Steve, and he's been in situations like this, and he's done the same thing.
Yeah.
He's overcharged his boundaries and been too conservative.
I love Fred Warner, and we can all acknowledge he's a great pass defensive linebacker, but
one-on-one
I'm not
with Travis
throwing
Kelce.
nobody one-on-one with Travis Kelce.
One-on-one with Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce not even tight end. That's a wide receiver.
That's a bad
And
man
dog,
right
it's
there.
Pat Mahomes, bro. You know what Pat gonna do, bro. Like, it's just simple stuff. I don't know. I feel like the simple stuff they just.
it's so disappointing to me because it seems like the formula is right there. You have MVS, you got Rashid Rice, and you got Travis Kelce. You know, if you gonna play zone against them, they gonna eat that up. Travis Kelce, no, he
Every
gonna find
time.
the soft spots in your zone wherever it is. If there's anyone I wouldn't press one-on-one, it's MVS. He's the speed guy. Everything else, bro, just sit one-on-one. Your corners are better than their wide receivers. The whole thing this year has been, do their wide receivers, can they make enough plays to win a game? And we've seen them come up short repeatedly. So why not just come up, you blitz, you do whatever you got to do, and then you force them to make plays one-on-one in coverage, tight coverage. That's all you got to do, bro. And it just seemed like such a bailout to be 10 yards off. Like,
Stupid.
you did that.
Crazy.
Here's the thing. You did it, and it didn't work in the fourth quarter. And then you went and did the same thing in overtime.
No adjustments.
That's what separates good and great coordinators, good and great coaches, when you can make in-game adjustments quickly. And you just saw they just never – the 49ers don't do that well.
And I feel like stuff like that, like drives like that, that also helps them mentally, because you feel me, like, y'all just scored a field goal back against the wall. If you pressing them, not letting them get easy first downs, okay, they might be like, dang, like, we might lose it.
Exactly.
But you feel me, you over here letting them get easy first down. So that's like, all right, bet. Like, we finna draw down here now. And this is stupid, bro.
All you
Like,
have to do is stop 4 downs. That's all you got to do.
I mean, it's easier said than done, but still.
Oh yeah, of course. It's just it's a mental thing. It's a mental thing, and I know a lot of 49er players are gonna have a huge mental block going into training camp because of this.
You telling me half a decade we done had the best roster in football, no question about it, and we've not won a Super Bowl?
Like, come on.
We got the Chiefs at their worst, and we had them at their best, and we lost both times.
No.
It was up double digits
Both times.
So speaking of that, it's really actually been low-key more than half a decade, because at the beginning of the 2010s, they're going to the NFC Championship and losing. They go to the Super Bowl and lose. So how long do you think, like, the Niners core stays there? And how long do you think Shanahan stays there as that coach?
I don't know if you can get rid of Kyle Shanahan just due to the fact that you get rid of him, who you replacing him with?
I'm about to say, I still
Like-
think he a good coach.
like, there
It's
you-
just not in the
you-
big
There's not a
moments.
lot of savants like Shanahan.
I was about to say
y'all.
you're not
His offensive mind is one of the best.
you're
ever.
not gonna go out there and find somebody who's gonna come in and step in and be better than Kyle Shanahan. Like, at the end of the day, yeah, you lost, but you've been to 2 Super Bowls in the past 5 years.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Other teams can't say that. Yes, he got it, but this is where it comes in. Like, Kyle Shanahan as a coach, like, you gotta adapt. Like, something has to, whatever that mental block is, won't
Yeah,
let you run the ball in the third quarter.
3 times, too.
Like, you gotta get rid of that. As an offensive coordinator, somebody go slap him on the sideline or something, like, hey, could lock in.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, Brock Purdy, hey, I know I'm not the star core. I know I'm not no Patrick Mahomes, but here I'm finna just hand you the ball.
Somebody
CMC.
should have did what Travis
Lock in.
did. Bumped into it.
Right.
Lock in. Just hold. They have to hold each other accountable
Mhm.
in San Francisco.
Coaches included, bro. Like,
I think if they keep up losing, because right now their key players are still under contract.
yeah.
They don't have too many superstars that are going into free agency.
Mhm.
But that time isn't for long. That time doesn't last forever.
I give it
about
to
to say-
like after next season.
I was about to say that.
You
Yeah.
gotta get some going
their core is gonna be in contact for like probably 2 more years. And then what are you gonna do with Brock Purdy?
I think Brandon Ayuk. I think like he get this next season is like his 5th year option or whatever.
Yeah,
You
y'all
don't want to
but after
franchise
that,
tag
he's
these
probably-
guys.
No.
These are one of those type players you don't want to franchise tag because they know their worth.
Yep.
Because, I mean, the Niners franchise, they don't have no other expectation but the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
just off of the legacy.
Mhm.
So it's as far as how long the contracts want to last and how long people want to stay in Santa Clara, man.
Yeah, I was about to say it really all depends on these next 2 years because y'all want to keep hyping up Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy gonna want that money in them 2 years, and boom, now you're not gonna have a quarterback on a less than $1 million deal. You can't keep paying everybody.
I don't see them letting him walk.
Exactly.
I don't see them letting him walk.
Let's get hot. I think Shanahan should be gone. And it's not because he's not a great coach. If we talk about top 3, top 5 X's and those guys, I would say it's hard pressed to find another guy better than him and what he does in terms of scheming up offensively. But in terms of your ability to win, and I don't say that in just a big general way, but you look at what he's done for that franchise. You didn't put all your chips in on Tom Brady because you thought you had enough. You wanted to go and get Garoppolo. He wanted Garoppolo. So you go out and chase Garoppolo. We see, okay, the game manager mold, it's enough to get us to the Super Bowl, but it's not enough to win it.
Can't do
So,
it when it mattered most.
all right, the next logical step is we need to upgrade the quarterback position. No, he doesn't do that. He goes out and drafts Solomon Thomas. All right, you wanted Kirk Cousins in free agency. You didn't get him, and they said he wanted Mac Jones in the draft. What? You wanted Mac Jones was your QB of choice in that draft over Justin Fields and Trey Lance. So then management, apparently to the video I sent y'all earlier, management said they wanted Trey Lance and they wasn't folding on that. So you go out and get Trey Lance. You send him the first year. He come back and he gets hurt. I mean, he only played 1 game and then you trade him for nothing.
I was about to say Trey Lance never truly got the chance to
Never.
Yeah.
play in San Francisco, and like when you really think about it, it's like Kyle Shanahan didn't want to give him a chance.
No.
So of course he's not gonna work out somewhere where the head coach doesn't want you. That's just fundamental.
Shanahan said Purdy is our best guy pretty early on in Trey Lance's career and time there. So it's not about his ability to coach. He's a phenomenal coach, one of the best we probably ever seen in terms of play calling, design, and strategy. But you don't make moves to win, you know, and then you get in these big moments and we've seen you go against what's gotten you to the dance. Like,
Piss
bro,
down your leg.
it's fairly simple. You look at Belichick. Belichick never lets you off the hook. He not going to get to the fourth quarter of a game that they trailing and turn into air raid. That's not what they do, bro. They going to work the shorts. They going to work their little out routes, run the ball, and then build off of that. So I just don't think his ability, his lack of adjustments and his moves in terms of personnel and specifically the quarterback position, I think that's enough to get him out of here, bro.
I just don't. As a GM, you fire him.
Yeah, it's a hard
That's the
decision.
thing. Like,
That's a hard
who
decision.
would you have replace him?
I ain't doing it. I don't got the balls.
Shanahan's looking like the NFL version of Doc Rivers, man. It ain't looking good.
Yeah. Would y'all bat an eye if they, let's say he was to get fired? Would you bat an eye at going getting Bieniemy?
Yeah, that's a great hire.
That's a great one too.
If-
I
you
wish the
gon-
Falcons got being.
If you gonna get another play caller, that's the guy I would go after.
He do need that head coaching job. I ain't gonna cap.
If I would be willing to do that. You got the roster that is in place. Like you said, these guys are under contract. You got solid guys. You got a core there. They have chemistry and they are elite. I would take that swing right now, bro.
And it's like if you play the Chiefs again, Bieniemy knows them. Bieniemy knows
Who's
them
gonna be able
like
to-
the back of his hand.
He's been working with Spagnuolo for years. If anyone's gonna be able to counter that, they engage 8 defense all game. It's gonna be him.
I love
Gonna be
Spagnuolo,
him.
man. He plays
He gonna
Blitz boy. He
Like, Nola's the reason why they
Blitz,
got to
Chase, Blitz!
beat the
Hey,
Ravens.
hey, coach, what? Hey,
Yeah.
coach, what we running?
Load.
Everybody get him. Hey, coach, what we running this play? Blitz.
Go get
All I know is
Press blitz.
Blitz. Man, if Jamal Adams was on,
Oh, my
man,
goodness.
he'd love Blitz, boy.
I love
Like,
I love the way he coached them. Like, you know, I don't know.
Hey, man,
I, like
we bored. Hey, go get them.
he really don't care. Like, he just gonna blitz you every single play.
You
Like,
go out on your sword, bro. You make people uncomfortable. That's
He's
what you
gonna
do.
pressure the
Man.
quarterback every time.
Right.
Man, and when you got two corners who gonna press you at the line like that,
And jam.
they play physical.
Nah, McDuffie
Wisdom.
had them on scratch. I ain't gonna lie.
Please.
Straps.
Yeah, he,
So, what are y'all thoughts on Brock Purdy? Has he broken that game manager mode yet, or he still got some time to go?
He still got some work to do.
He's still assistant
I
quarterback.
think he played a solid game.
14
I was about to say
14 and
he
5
didn't
season?
play bad.
He played
He
a solid
played a good
game,
game.
but
But he's
Like, he even made, like, a lot of people say he didn't even make plays, but when I was watching, I was like, hey, he's making plays. He trying to win.
Yeah.
It don't help when it's like a 6'6", 300-pound dude on you. You can't throw the ball with a 6'6", only a couple can.
it's hard to get over the hump with the media if you don't win the big game, man.
Mm-hmm.
People are still gonna talk about Lamar
Yeah.
after all he's done
Yeah.
in the second MVP season.
Youngest two-time MVP.
Exactly. So I still think personally I still think Brock Purdy has a little bit more work to do, a lot of bit more obstacles and adversity to overcome. But I mean going forward, we say this all the time, character development. This will help add fuel to the fire
Yeah,
to get him to where he needs to go,
for sure.
for sure.
Quick shout out Lamar, bro. Two-time MVP.
Almost two
One
times
vote from unanimous.
unanimous. Oh, my God.
Putting on for
That's
Black
not
Y'all ever
America,
find out
bro.
who
It
got
was-
the vote?
it
whoever
was,
was racist, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't
I think
gonna
it was-
cut
I
to
feel
you.
like it was Josh.
Yeah.
It was Josh Allen.
Are you serious?
That one other vote
Are
was
you
Josh Allen.
serious?
I'll tell you, they racist, bro. Whoever voted that was racist.
Josh-
It was that.
Gotta be.
It was that lady who said Lamar wasn't the quarterback.
Yeah. I do wish they put it out like how the media voted.
You
'Cause
should be
that's
held
crazy.
accountable, bro.
Nah, bro, they gonna get that.
That was out of spite.
It
They do
was.
that for the
1,000%.
If-
Yeah, that's why I like
announced the
about
voters
it.
in the NBA.
If you would have done it, if she would have given it to Dak Prescott or even Patrick, I'd be like, I disagree with you,
or
but
CMC.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, okay, the other vote must have went to Christian.
that make a little bit of sense. But Josh Allen, this
Yeah.
has been one of the worst
Who
years
was
he's
basically
had.
running back himself. But
Josh Allen fans love to stand on that 51 touchdowns, but how many picks he have?
Bro,
He's not quarterbacky enough to me.
no.
He played like a linebacker.
He's built like a linebacker.
He played like Kyle's juice chick.
I'm happy for Lamar.
Hey,
man.
Kyle,
Yeah.
Kyle, you said for Super Bowl MVP was looking good that first drive.
He's so important to that team.
and it's crazy because if they would have won, Jennings would have been.
Jennings surely
Which is
should've been
crazy.
MVP,
like
bro.
that was not the one. I guarantee. Like
Yeah,
nobody
he
expected
was,
that.
hey,
Yeah, he was
Jenny's
balling.
reception and
Balling,
passing
bro.
touchdown.
Man, just imagine if the Ravens still had Juszczyk.
Womp womp.
So, before we move on from the NFL, can either of these teams make it back next season?
No,
and if
'cause-
not, who would y'all pick right now?
I'm
for the
not
Super
counting
Bowl?
Chiefs out. I'm not gonna lie to
Col-
you
I-
because I didn't think they was gonna make it this season.
Yeah.
But they.
I told you earlier, man. The Colts gonna win the Super Bowl. They the Chiefs kryptonite, man. AR gonna be back.
I will say the Chiefs ain't beat them in what 5 years.
Chiefs ain't beat the Colts in I don't know how long.
It's been
That's
a minute.
true.
It's been a minute.
They got their number.
I think both teams have the possibility of coming back, but my little wild horse for the black horse, for the Super Bowl, man, Aaron Rodgers is healthy. He's getting there. Watch out for the Jets, y'all.
I can see it.
I don't know
Watch
about
out
that.
for the Jets.
I don't know
I don't know about
the
their
coach.
team
I ain't
chemistry.
gonna
The
count.
division's
bro.
looking
They
real easy
coaching.
for him too.
I ain't gonna.
Cause
I can see it.
Man, Miami's under. Miami needs to get under control.
They need to move on from Tua.
I know
Yeah.
there's a big power shock and dynamic between the relationship of Mike McDaniel and Tua, especially with Tua and Tyreek Hill. Look at the weapons they had. Look how far they got, and Tua was healthy all season. What's your excuse? We'll go back to Buffalo. Stephon Diggs ain't gonna be good old buddy with Josh Allen for too much longer if he don't get him nowhere.
Stephon gone.
I done did everything for you, Josh. Can you get me to the? Come on now. So yeah, that division's looking easy for the taking. Belichick,
But that
gone.
division is not the whole playoffs.
Yeah, I was about to say, what about the rest of the conference?
Man, what have we seen Aaron Rodgers do before?
Texans.
Texans A.
I like the Texans.
The
I
AFC
like that.
South with the Colts and the Texans.
They ain't gonna blister.
Wait,
I like the Texans.
a
Where's
healthy
Rodgers gonna
Bengals
win?
though?
Oh,
That's
Healthy
scary.
Bengals.
Hey, but are
A
the
healthy
Bengals?
Chargers
are the
with
Bengals
Harbaugh
going-
as QB.
I say
I mean,
this.
coach.
Everybody got off the hook. If I'm picking any QB on earth, to go band for band with Patrick Mahomes in a playoff game
It's
is
Joe
Burrow.
Shiesty.
It's Joe Burrow.
But
And
that's
it's
the
not-
T. Higgins.
T. Higgins gonna be gone.
T. Higgins might be gone.
Yeah,
They
talking about
franchise
trading
tagged him today. 1 year, 20.7 million.
Oh yeah, Bengals to the bowl.
I'm going
I'm
Bengals,
putting money on that.
and on my mama, the Packers gonna be there. The Packers gonna be there. Bro.
Jordan Love.
Hey,
the
mama.
rest of the season.
Yes,
the
bro.
Packers.
Hey, you better hope your mama don't hear this.
Jordan Love, MVP season incoming. We got young weapons. All them boys under contract. They all rookies or second year
I
guys.
do like their.
I'd rather the Chiefs win 3
wide
straight
receivers.
Super Bowls.
Nah, you hating, bro. You hating, bro. You gotta lock in, bro. You gotta.
Hey,
But the Bengals though.
For the shoe, man.
The Bengals playing the
Bump all
hardest
that.
division in the NFL.
For the shoe.
Anthony Richardson gonna win
AFC
MVP next year.
AR.
hey, Bears give up on Justin Fields, give him to the Falcons. Let's go. Atlanta.
Oh, yeah.
Atlanta going to NFC Championship.
Bijan,
No.
Drake London, Kyle Pitts,
NFC
Justin
championship.
Fields.
No.
That sounds good, Colin.
That's a great.
I don't know.
That
I don't
sounds
know if
good.
that sounds
That is a
NFC
really good
NFC
offense.
championship
I
though.
don't know if that sound NFC
And we have
championship.
a top
The division
five
they
defense.
playing? Are you serious?
But here's what I'm
That'd be
saying.
easy.
You gonna have to face-
Easy, nigga. Yeah, what?
The NFC South.
NFC
Baker
South.
That
Mayfield.
team
No,
makes
you
sense.
think the division is the whole playoffs or something? Like,
Well, first they got to get there.
You do got to win. Division leader, that is really important.
That,
I mean, it is, but like, do y'all think like that's the whole playoffs?
No,
or
but
something?
what
I'm
I
saying
still,
is
I still
that-
gotta get past some other teams.
that matters when it comes to
I'd
getting
rather-
to the big
I'd
stage.
rather
You got to win
anybody.
your division, and you got to win it by a substantial amount of wins.
And here's the thing: even if you do that, though, unless you're the 1 seed, you still gonna have to play a wild card game.
Packers.
So you have to play the Packers. You gonna have to play probably the 49ers,
Maybe the Cowboys.
Cowboys.
But Cowboys no.
It's
Yeah,
gonna
they
be at
kinda
home though.
frauds. They kind of frauds. I'm not
You
gonna-
probably you might
Yeah,
have to play
that's
the
the
Lions.
It's gonna be
Detroit.
at home though,
You
might-
Colin.
you might have to play
they
the
It'll be a
division
home
champs, that's
field
a home
advantage
game.
game.
A healthy Rams team, a full year of a healthy Rams team is a
Puka
problem
and
for
Cooper.
anybody.
Hey,
So
I'm gonna say right now, my Super Bowl pick, Lions and Bengals, bro.
Nah,
I can see it.
I don't
I can
like
see it.
that.
why not? You're not working with the Lions?
I'm not a.
This is Bengals healthy though, because we all
The
know Joe
Bengals,
Burrow
man,
can get
the
hurt.
Bengals, back to what I'm saying with the division. That's a tough division.
Baltimore,
They can't even win their division. Did we forget about the Ravens that play in Baltimore, Maryland?
Well, I mean, even if they don't win their division, they gonna lose to another team that's a Super Bowl contender.
And the
for real.
Browns gonna stay competitive.
Yeah.
And let's not forget about Mike Thomas'
They
reputation.
scammers.
This is the only year he
Hey,
didn't
they
have a
scammers.
season. Oh, the Browns
Hey,
scammers.
They're
hey,
scammers.
hey, I've been seeing Justin Fields to the Steelers a
Really.
lot.
I have been
They
seeing
finna
that.
move on from Kenny.
I've been seeing they want to cut
Already?
Trubisky
I
and
would
get
have
Justin.
been moved on
Yeah.
from Kenny. I ain't gonna lie.
Damn.
Kenny Pickett sucks.
Kenny
bro.
Pickett.
watching all
Slide.
that
Hey,
game.
slide cancel is the coolest thing he's ever done.
For sure, that
He-
was crazy.
He's been irrelevant ever
Mike
since.
I would say that
Thomas
QB
Justin
class
Fields
was
right.
terrible. I'm
Get
not
him
gonna
right.
lie.
I
That
was about to
QB
say,
class was
Justin,
not good.
they've been saying I've been seeing Justin Fields to the Steelers.
I like Justin Fields to Atlanta better. It's just them weapons.
I mean, yeah,
He
Oh
fits
my
in Atlanta
gosh.
really good, bro.
Kyle
He from
Pitts
Atlanta.
could finally get utilized in the right
because
situation.
he was good. He was supposed to go to Georgia.
That's got to be
From
racist.
Atlanta.
The way
He went
Kyle
to Georgia
Smith
his freshman
been
year.
played
Oh, yeah.
post college, bro.
Kyle
He was
Pitts
supposed to be
on that.
Yeah, I thought so.
generational coming in.
Kyle Pitts like should have been
The highest
He's
tight
still
end.
there,
dang near
drafted
the
of all
next
time.
the next
Blame
try.
Arthur Smith.
That's what I'm saying.
He didn't know how to use him. He didn't know how to use Drake or Bijan. And Bijan got very underused, and he still broke the franchise record for scrimmage yards by a rookie.
Bijan is a problem.
He's tough.
They could use Eric Bieniemy.
I'm
They've had a
saying,
great
That's who I was
Boy,
really
They
hoping
had
we
him.
was getting.
If they had
Running
him,
back.
dog, bro,
Man.
work done.
that would be scary.
Devontae Freeman during his little prime time over there down that
That
line.
little 1-2 punch with Tevin Coleman.
Oh my
Yup.
gosh,
Serious.
they gotta utilize them guys, man. I feel like if they get Justin Fields in Atlanta, oh my gosh.
And they got a little
John
We
1-2
got-
punch.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Okay.
We got a whole new three.
nice. Who's the head coach?
Raheem Morris.
He's
He
from
was
the
the
Rams.
Rams
Oh, from the Rams.
DC.
He was
From-
decent.
But he
I-
used to
I
be
heard
a
he was-
Falcons
yeah.
coach too. But yeah,
Decent.
he was a Rams DC.
Okay.
decent.
No, they got a little 1-2 punch in the backfield right now with Bijan and what's his name?
Algier
Yeah,
or Algier, something like that.
yeah, thousand. That's a
Oh,
1,000-yard
What was
running
his
back right
first
there.
name?
Tyler.
Tyler.
Tyler Algier, yeah.
Algier.
That's a 1,000-yard running back
Is
right
that the one
there.
that came from BYU?
Yeah, that's great. Bro, our offensive weapons, like,
Y'all still gonna suck because y'all.
if we didn't have Ritter in the backfield, bro, and Taylor Heineke, we would have been way better.
Hey, not too much on Taylor Heineke.
Not too much on Taylor.
How's their defense look?
Great. Jesse Bates.
Well,
And
Leading
now
us.
that
Jesse.
and now that they got Raheem, that defense definitely gonna be solid. I ain't gonna
Yeah.
cut.
That's
Hey,
okay.
Falcons gonna be scary. But
I wouldn't say NFC Championship scary.
That's
but
what I'm saying.
Y'all might be decent. Y'all
You know what I'm saying?
might be
we can
decent.
come back to this
It's
episode.
okay,
bro,
because
we
I'm telling
can.
y'all the Bears making the playoffs.
Chill.
Let's just say
I'm
this.
telling y'all, we was 2 games out of the playoffs, and we sucked.
The Lions had a big turnaround. I don't see why Atlanta could do the same thing.
Yeah.
Lions had a big turnaround. I don't see
I
how.
don't know if we on the line.
Y'all draft class gonna have to be.
I could definitely see how
Shake
Atlanta
on. I'm telling y'all.
Because even if we don't make the moves for Fields, we could draft Daniels.
I'm telling y'all,
Phoenix.
Chicago. Y'all watch out. They gonna make some moves. That defense was that defense not looking good
It was.
second half of that
It
season?
was.
What about that offense?
Don't worry. Hey.
He said,
we gonna get
Huh?
A ham.
oh my god, why can I
Ham
not talk?
sandwich.
We gonna get Mike Harrison Jr. Boom, we gonna get him. I don't
Yeah,
know.
because the
Do we keep
Commanders are
Fields?
definitely getting
I don't
killed.
know.
Because they just not drafted.
I
They
think
just
they
got Kingsbury.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they will get killed.
It's head coach?
No,
Oh,
Nah,
OC.
OC.
Okay.
Who's the head coach? They haven't named it yet because I know they got rid of Rivera.
No, they did name it. I can't remember who. Yeah.
I was about to say,
I was like, Kingsbury. getting
Should've been
another head
enemy.
coach. I was like,
yeah, I seen a mock trade where the Bears trade down. from
Yeah,
1
once
to
they
3.
got Dan Quinn. That's a terrible hire.
wait, so where'd the enemy go?
Nowhere.
No,
He don't got a job?
no.
Mm-mm.
Dan Quinn's track record.
Exactly,
is
and that's my
tarnish,
thing. You expect him to
but
work with these weapons that he got? Please.
He's
As a
NFL
Falcons fan, Dan Quinn was a
Dan
terrible
Quinn is
hire.
an NFL head coach. He is.
I give him coordinator.
Nah, he's
I think
No, he's a head coach. He's a head coach.
He's a head coach.
if your franchise is rebuilding or you
He's a head
capping at the
coach.
playoffs, like getting to the playoffs.
It's not like he's one of those guys
He
in
not
the
a winner.
NBA who becomes a head coach and then they do poorly and then they turn into an assistant for 20 straight years. No, now Dan Quinn is a coach.
Yeah, he might get y'all there.
That's
Now,
easy,
what
bro.
happens once y'all get there? Hey,
He like the Mark
Let's not-
Jackson before Steve Kerr.
But I'm not gonna lie. I
That's
like.
bringing up PTSD.
Yeah, I was about to say. I'm not gonna lie. Washington don't have the worst weapons. They have They didn't have a quarterback.
I ain't say they had the worst weapon.
Because Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson, Curtis Samuel. That's a solid receiving core right there.
What they gonna do without a quarterback?
That's
But
what
you
I'm
can
saying.
only
You
do
said
so
weapons,
much with
though.
solid
I'm saying.
Amadou when you want to get to
Terry
the ball.
McLaurin's an elite wide receiver. Jahan Dotson is on his. Terry McLaurin's not an elite wide receiver.
Terry Nunley.
But that's
He-
when it comes
hold
down to
on.
that division talk, too,
Let
though,
me-
because they
let
got
me-
the Eagles and Cowboys.
Terry McLaurin is elite, but there are some guys I would take over Terry.
Well, yeah.
But there's some borderline guys I would possibly take. I would take
Example.
over.
Who?
But due to that is because he hasn't
have
had
a
Give
a
give an
consistent
example.
quarterback.
Give an example
Yeah.
of who you would take over Terry.
But it got to be a hot take. You can't say no obvious.
Yeah, obviously. It's not coming to me. But there are a couple borderline guys I would take over Terry.
Man, you give Terry McLaurin a quarterback just.
and that is due to the quarterback thing. And he has to prove it to him.
That's why
That's
I'm
how the
saying
NFL is. You gotta prove,
You can't
gotta
do nothing
prove
with
a lot of things to a lot of people.
that.
Okay.
Like
Like-
with
But
no
that's
weapon.
just how it is, though.
like
I mean,
Keenan Allen. He better than Keenan Allen to you?
Nah, Keelan Allen just had a good year.
it's close.
Keenan Allen
it's
just
closer
had a
than you
real
think.
good year.
How about that?
King Allen's had a great.
Keenan Allen
Past
just had a
7
real
years.
good.
It's
He
closer than you think.
What about DJ Moore? He better than DJ Moore?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we kind
But
of the
it's
same
close.
ballpark.
It's closer than you think.
Nap Legend.
It's closer than you think.
Terry is tough.
Shout out to Terry, man.
Terry is so
Indianapolis
tough.
product.
Let's move
I
over
love
to
Jahan
the
Dotson.
NBA, bro.
Yes, Sirski.
Cavs 18-2 in their last 20. How dangerous are they? Like for real.
I can't see him competing with the big head in the East, man, and that's Boston. I can't see them. I'm sorry. I can't see them messing with Boston in a 7-game series. I just can't. We go to Milwaukee. Playoff Dame's a different Dame. I can't see them competing with Milwaukee all that tough in the playoffs. I'm sorry.
Come on, Collin. Give me some.
Playoff Dame, like he
Give me
did.
some, Collin.
Oh no!
Hey, come on, Collin.
Oh,
Say
hey,
got for him.
playoff
look.
Dame. That's
Look.
new.
The Cavs, they got defense. You got Mitchell and Garland. Now, here's my thing. It's not that the Cavs are so great. That's why that they can compete. It's the problems we seen Boston routinely have deep into the playoffs. They was messing with the Heat last year. On paper, they are so much better than the Heat. From top to bottom, talent-wise, starting five, so much better. But we've routinely seen Mazzulla. You talk about not making adjustments, that's my problem with him. Doesn't make adjustments. Eric Spoelstra ran circles around him coaching-wise. And I don't believe in Mazzulla to keep pace deep into the playoffs. Now, you look at defense, you got Mobley and you got Allen. They have a luxury that no other team has. You can play super aggressive. You can play up on the ball. You can trap pick and rolls because no other team got another 7-foot elite shot blocker coming in behind. You know, you look at the Wolves, yeah, you got another big man, but it's Cat. Respectfully. Yeah, it's Cat. The Cavs, if we trap the pick and roll, you hit the big. I got Mobley rotating over. You're not finishing over him. You know, so everyone can afford, whether you are a good defender or not, you can all afford to get up into the ball. And that matters. You get into Tatum's pocket, you force him to get to the mid-range, you force him to make tough shots. We seen him struggle to do that. Series like the Warriors, series like the Heat. So I'm not sure. I'm not saying it's definitive, but I'm not sure.
You talked about the coaching aspect. That was Mazzulla's first year.
True.
Spoelstra's been around for a while, but also I think Boston can and will handle the Cavs because we seen it last year with New York.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
If you take away Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland, who's creating shots? They have terrible spacing if those two aren't facilitating the offense.
That's changed a little bit. Now you got Niang and you got Strus from the Heat.
Okay.
So now you got two legitimate spacers. Okay. And you got LeVert as another creator. He's not really a spacer, more of a creator. So, I mean, he was there last year, but
I do like the guy, too. Merle.
Mm-hmm.
I like Merle.
Mm-hmm.
I like Sam Merle. He's a good guy. I saw how you, I mean, just like Darren said, Coach Mazzulla, it was his first year.
Very true, yeah.
And I understand what you said about Eric Spoelstra. He's a savant himself.
Special.
Top 5 coaches, in my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
in all time.
Yeah.
Not ridiculous.
When have we ever
Not
seen
ridiculous.
J.B. Bickerstaff go down the line in the playoffs?
That's a good point.
He has a reputation of falling short of expectations.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if the Knicks were and the Cavs were in a 7-game series, what happened last year could happen again. It's not off the table.
Possible.
Because the Knicks are flaming right now.
Yeah.
Especially with Jalen Brunson and with the
Special.
addition of OG Anunoby. And Anunoby can take Mitchell out. He could tire. That's how Gary Payton said the last day. He could tire him out sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't like the Cavs for the playoffs. I think they're fraudulent.
Yeah, I think
is the word I would say.
And even with the matchup with Boston, like we can talk about Jared Allen and Evan Mobley being in the paint, but everybody on the floor for the Celtics can step out and hit the three.
True.
They don't even have to you drive the paint, boom. Kristaps gonna be open for a corner three, and bang. Jared Allen can't guard Kristaps on the perimeter. And then back on the, like we said, flip back to the offensive side of the ball for the Cavs. Drew Holiday's a lockdown point guard defender. Like, he's one of the best and continues to be one of the best. So Donovan Mitchell or Darius Garland is going to be taking out the game. You throw Jaylen Brown on the other.
Only reason I say he gonna have a harder time taking them out of the game is because they are both pick and roll heavy. So now it's more of a team thing, and there are ways to scheme both of them open. You start running Spain pick and roll, you start running double ball screens. Now you got to read 2-3 guys, and so it makes it a lot more difficult for him to really just stick on one, like we seen him do in Portland. Well, they had Terry Stotts at the time. Terry Stotts had a career because of Damian Lillard, for a good 5-year stretch. Give Dame the ball, isolate, pick and roll, but we not doing nothing else. We literally just feeding you. So I think if you add a little bit more creativity, but here's the thing, the problem still remains because you got Jaylen Brown, really good on-ball defender, Tatum, really good on-ball defender. So, like I said earlier, I don't want to make it sound like the Cavs are so great. I just have a hard time believing in Boston that they're going to be playing come June. That's my biggest issue.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, this is
I was about to say,
this is definitely Boston's ring to lose.
very, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like this year will make or break it, to be honest, because I feel
yeah.
like they're gonna move some pieces around if they don't get a ring, because it's been 4 or 5 years of elite play from Tatum and Brown, like finals level play, but no ring yet.
Yeah, this year is going to decide the year if Jaylen Brown gets his own team or not.
Yeah.
Because he can do it.
He can.
He has the ability.
He can definitely lead.
Yeah. If the Cavs want to, back to the Cavs, if they want to get anywhere, Collin, I'm going to just keep it playing. Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, they got to show up. They can't average 15 plus for the regular season, come out in the first year and average 10 points a page.
Yeah.
For sure.
Can't see that graphic again where Jared Allen talking the lights too bright.
Right.
Come on, bro.
Right.
They got to want it.
You can't say
They
that.
have some dog in them.
And that comes from one of two things. Strategically, one of them got to get out of the paint, and that was the problem with the Knicks series. Bickerstaff, Mobley can shoot, but it's not like I'm not sitting there fearing him. I'm not like playing up on him. If you want it, go ahead and take it, bro. Pause. But it's like, I don't really fear their pick and pop. We know Allen not even going to attempt a jumper. So I think he's going to need to be creative. He's going to need to do some scheming. And like you said, the dog part, you got to hit the glass. There's no reason the Knicks should have out-rebounded them the way that they did in that series. I think that was maybe the biggest factor. You got 2 7-footers, and y'all getting out-rebounded that badly. Like, there was multiple games where I think they got out-rebounded by, like, 15+. And you can't do that in the playoffs, bro. It dictates too much of offense, too much of pace. You get no second chance opportunities. Knicks getting offensive rebounds, which means layups and kick out threes. So you can't have those type of problems this year.
So we have Boston in the ECF. Who's that second team? Like, who are they playing? Who do we think?
Orlando
The Indiana
Magic.
Pacers.
Orlando Magic.
I'm going for it, man.
I like that. Why?
Hometown team, but take away all the bias. Man, if that team gets right and they get the chemistry down before April, man, they're scary.
Yeah.
We've seen them go toe-to-toe with the Bucks and the Celtics. And we've seen them get chippy with the 76ers. If we going to keep it real, the only team I could see threatening the Pacers is the Knicks.
Yep.
I don't think there's anybody on the Pacers. It'd be hard to find someone truly on the Pacers that could stop Jalen Brunson.
It'd be hard to find anyone in the entire
In the
NBA to
league.
stop him.
Entirety, but just with the Pacers.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I love the addition of Siakam. I feel like we made the right moves somewhat for the trade deadline. I didn't like how we traded Buddy to another Eastern Conference contender in the Sixers, but besides that, I love getting Dougie McBuckets back. I don't know what they're going to do with Korkmaz. I don't know if they'll utilize him.
I think they already
cut
waived
him.
him.
I don't think they played him already.
No, they already waived him.
They cut him. Okay, good. Yeah. Just one thing when the Pacers, I think it's probably 2 key things that has to happen. One, Benedict Mathurin going to have to play.
Yeah.
He going to have to play.
Yeah.
And just like how our other guys been doing, our other front court guys that start every now and then, the Jalen Smiths, the Isaiah Jacksons, they got to show up. But, man, I love the Pacers going forward. Tyrese has to get back to 100% healthy so he can get them 20 and 20 nights again. Yep. Pascal's looking good. I love, man, Miles Turner. I don't know what's doing it. I don't know if it's the new Lego sets, but something's getting to him. He's playing like a new man this year.
It's because of Tyrese.
Man, Miles Turner been doing his thing.
Yeah,
Keep that up with TJ McConnell. Will be good.
Yeah.
And you got Neesmith.
Oh,
Great year.
I haven't even acknowledged. Look, my favorite players on the team. I love Neesmith. That's a guy who I think should start over Benedict Mathurin in any type of rotation, whether it's playoff or regular season. But, man, y'all know who my favorite player on the page is.
Nembhard.
Man, I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that mofo, Obi Toppin. Obi Toppin is the glue guy. Obi Toppin's the glue guy.
Ain't nobody's ready to say that.
Everybody calls him Nembhard. Obi Toppin, he can do it all. He's number one. I think it was some weird stat, but he leads the league in I think 40% from three.
Mm-hmm.
And I think 75% from the field.
I think
because
he's
all
one
he
of the
does is
highest
shoot
in
threes and
efficiency.
dunk.
Yeah.
That's all he does.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he's a
Don't
good
ask him
rebounder. He's a good rebounder. He spaces the floor.
Yep.
He's a long guy, so defensively, the Knicks, Jalen Brunson, he loves to throw the oops to the Hardensteins and the Randalls. Obi Toppin's been a part of the offense. Oop, give me that cookies.
Mm-hmm.
Take it to the hole. I love Obi Toppin.
Well, you love him, huh?
Love him.
How long is he?
Pause. I love Obi Toppin. Great addition for the Pacers.
Yeah, the Pacers roster is really scary. The best offense ever.
Yeah.
Deepest bench in the NBA.
Yeah.
It's hard to. It's gonna be hard to
A
beat
lot
them
of
in a
players
7-game
scored double
series.
figures.
I just hate that with the new CBA in place that Tyrese has to play the 65 games to get the contracts and sitting. So they're playing him when he really should just be sitting to get 100% healthy. Because I would just hate for him to they keep trying to play him so he can get his money, which I love. Get your money, my boy. But
That'll hurt the front office
that's
so
that's
bad.
that's going it's just going to hurt deeper into the playoffs where that fatigue is just going to wear on him. So I just hope he gets 100% soon.
Yeah. And the only thing, literally, to me, the only thing I'm concerned about for their roster is you look at some of the elite guards we've seen in the past 10 years that have had offenses really structured around them, right? You look at Luka Doncic, you look at the James Hardens, you look at Damian Lillard, you look at Steph Curry. Those guys are targeted in the postseason defensively. And it's not even all the time that you are a bad defender. It is you are dribbling, you are creating, you are the source of offense for this team. So that takes a ton of energy to do that night in, night out. Now I'm going to make you defend and be the primary defender every possession. You look at what Houston did. They built a system on mismatch hunting, and that was designed for Golden State. We are going to get Curry on Harden as many times as we can in the game. Now we got Chris Paul. You're going to guard Chris Paul. We're going to get you in the pick and roll. We're going to force you to switch. We're going to force you to be physical and play a full 48 of basketball. And I wonder if Rick Carlisle, how he's going to adjust, how he's going to play defensively, because you got to help him. I don't think the answer is to just play straight up and take your chances. You know, with Tyrese being hurt, the long season, the speed at which they're the fastest team in the league. It's a track meet that wears on you, bro. It's tough on your legs, your conditioning. So I'm interested to see how they adjust and play into that deep into the season. So,
And then moving out west, the Wolves back in that number 1 spot after some dominating road W's at Milwaukee and over the Clippers. Are they back to being that dangerous team we talked about?
They have the potential.
mm-hmm.
They have the potential. They just got to continue playing the way they've been playing lately. And, at the end of the day, they got to put their pride aside and not play that selfish basketball.
Yeah.
Cat got to buy into the team. Yeah.
They got dogs. You got Jaden McDaniels. You got Gobert. You got
Had to hesitate on that one.
just a little bit. But I'm gonna give him his credit. And you got Ant. You know, the thing I was watching some of their tape earlier, and the thing I think is so great about Naz Reid is his ability to play off the ball as well. Not just catch and shoot, but you'll see him in lineups where you got Cat on the floor, Gobert on the floor, and someone gets in a position, he'll just cut. And since you got another big on the floor, sometimes you got a 6'5", a 6'6" guy, like their game against the Clippers. He just face cut right in front of Norman Powell, catches it, one dribble into his chest layup. And, to be able to feed off that type of stuff, if Ant's going downhill, Mike Conley's going downhill, you got to play them in the pick and roll. You have to play against their threat to score. So I'm not saying you got to trap them, but your big has to be up. And so you pull guys out of the paint, you let him cut. You have Cat spacing, you got Gobert on the glass. Their front court creates a dynamic that is just really difficult to deal with. So I like Amadou said, they got the potential. If they buy in, they execute, and they just play how they've been playing. You play right, you play with intensity, and you play good basketball. It's all possible.
Potential can only mean so much, though.
That's true.
For sure.
I think the Timberwolves, gentlemen, I think the Timberwolves are fraud.
Okay.
I think they're fraud.
Fraud.
Hey, on my mama, I know you're not finna take that, Darren. He calling your boy fraud. Don't let him call
I'm
you
not a
fraud.
Wolves
But I will think them losing in the first round of the playoffs, which I'm calling it.
Oh.
I think that will be good character development.
That's possible because as of right now, they would play the Kings or the Mavs.
Exactly. I think because the West is too deep. It's too deep.
First round.
They messed around and played the Lakers. The Lakers right
That
there
team
9.
versus Luka
Yeah,
them
man.
in the first round, Luka hungry. Man, listen, I think it'll be good character development for Ant though.
I don't know.
So-
I don't know if I go all the way to say frauds.
You-
I can hear like
Well,
this not their year.
Let's say they get to the number one spot and they play a team. Where's it? Who's at the 8? Is it you said Sacramento and Dallas?
Yeah.
Well, let's say they get there and they lose in five games. Cause it'll be some close. It'll be some resorting to that.
5 is OD.
You think the Mavs will beat them in a 7-game series? You think so?
And 5.
You talking about the Timberwolves?
Yeah.
Yes.
What?
Why?
Oh, I'm sorry.
They gotta play defense.
Luka.
Who gonna play defense?
Luka will light them up.
I'm with
name
you
it
on
one
that.
Luka will light
person.
them up.
But look.
With the addition of PJ Washington, and hey man, we've seen how their little guys get into it too. Josh Green, I like Derek Lively against their front court. It could happen. Let's not push it off the table, guys.
But
But
5
it
though.
happened.
You said
Five.
you said
five or
Luka
six,
hungry.
but
Jaden
regardless,
McDaniels play defense. Jaden
Yeah.
McDaniels sits.
If an 8 seed beats a 1 seed, that's bad. Period. Point blank. 7-game
Yeah.
series. Whether you
I was
want
about to say,
5,
so-
6, or 7.
I don't know about this
I don't have the
this
right to call
era
it
of
foul.
the NBA though.
What do you mean?
So-
Like if an 8 seed beats a 1 seed, because I
It
mean
is different.
the NBA is deep.
Man,
But the optics are bad.
it's
It's
bad.
It looks
you,
bad.
You
yeah.
have the right to call a team fraud if they're the number 1 seed and they lose.
So if
Yeah.
the Lakers,
Okay,
if the
you
you
get
have
Lakers,
the
it
right
for
to see
us.
that.
so if the Lakers get the 8 seed, Timberwolves got the 1 seed. Who y'all got?
I'm a little bit more worried.
Wolves.
I'm a little scared now.
That one is more worse.
I'd go
they should be
Lakers.
scared
still
with
going
for Sacramento. Sacramento's tough. It's tough to
I
win
say
there.
this: you can play Sabonis off the court. We Sabonis. We are all familiar with your game. You don't
Yeah.
have a lot of post moves. You got that little left hook, and you just gonna try to bully your way into the paint. We saw Draymond. Draymond took charge after charge after charge. If I sit on your left shoulder, I know you're going there. You don't have anything to counter off of that.
But one thing I know about Sabonis, if he get into a dogfight with Cat, one thing about Sabonis, he gonna out rebound Cat.
For sure.
Oh, he gonna out rebound.
For sure.
That's so soft.
Barbecue chicken, he gonna out rebound.
Barbecue
Cat got to man up if they wanna not be fraudulent and actually get somewhere. Cat gonna have to step
Let's
up.
flip that. Let's flip that.
Okay. I hear you.
Can Sabonis defend? So we put him in the pick and roll with Ant, possession after possession after possession. He not getting a stop. We saw what the Warriors did. They took turns on him. It's
They
like,
did.
Poole.
Ran the train on it.
They was like, Poole, come up. You take the pick and roll. Steph, you got it. Like, Clay was getting in on it. Clay don't even have the ball like that. So it's like, he don't move his feet well. And I don't trust him on an island at all in any circumstance, any position. And so I'm just not with offensively. If it's like we know your entire playbook, we know everything you like to get to. You can rebound for sure, and that changes series. But defensively, you can't guard in space. You can't guard pick and rolls. You can't switch. You can't protect the rim.
He said Clay's getting in.
I'm a little scared.
It's just when Darren says, teams like the Mavs and the Kings, they got a lot of firepower off the bench.
True.
Malik Monks,
Mm-hmm.
Josh Greens. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's just
Yeah.
anything can happen in that, and they haven't been there before. Having that chip on their shoulder, but on their shoulder as the 1 seed, it'll be a lot of pressure on Ant. Do I think Ant will rise to the occasion?
Of
Of
course.
course.
Mm-hmm.
But he
Of
also
course.
does have another 13-man roster behind him.
Yeah. See, I hear that. I don't know if this is really the Wolves' year, to be honest, because I can't get locked in on Cat, bro. Like, he's a great offensive player, great 3-point shooter, but in the playoffs, we kind of saw it last year in the Grizzlies game. He played well, but he's not the same in the playoffs. And he's really a mismatch on defense against a
He
good
is.
big.
He is.
And Rudy Gobert sucks, bro. He's a great interior defender, shot blocker, but you get him to come out on the wing, that's an easy bucket. almost every time.
I'm annoyed with Cat because he lets you off the hook. That's what separates him from Embiid and Jokic. If they got a mismatch, they not shooting no step back three. They gonna put you on the block, 2 dribbles, you under the rim, you getting dunked on, or you getting laid. It's one of the two.
Mm-hmm.
So just with him and his shot selection, it's like, bro, you are still 6'11". Like it's okay to take a layup. There's nothing wrong with that. So, like you said, you mix that with Gobert, who a lot of people was trying to really put blame on Donovan Mitchell. It was like Donovan Mitchell don't pass to him. What does he do when he gets the ball?
Why is he passing it to him?
They said Donovan Mitchell averaged like 1 pass to that dude.
I would have probably averaged 0. That's more than me.
You was playing against Houston. All Houston did is switch, and they didn't have anybody over 6'7", and you had like 11 points a game.
Yeah.
And most of those was offensive rebounds. You didn't do anything in the post.
Yeah.
So, with Embiid being ineligible for MVP now, who's our pick? The top 4 right now is Jokic, SGA, Giannis, and Tatum. I'll start with Dusky. Amadou.
If the Thunder get the 1 seed, I think SGA.
Okay.
I'm a copycat. Amadou. I believe it's SGA, bro.
Yeah.
We giving reasoning or?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
You look at what he's done in terms of bringing that team up. You know, last year there was a playing team, and you add Chet, and he just continued. He averaging 30, like 5 and 5 on. It's not 50, 40, 90, but he's having a ridiculously efficient year. So I don't think there's another guard that has played better than him this year outside of Luka. You know, that's a different conversation. But he's won a ton more than Luka has. So he's just complete, playing on both ends at a high level. Efficient, scoring high volume. Everything you look for in MVP, he's been that. And he's been the rock for this team and really their offense. You know, J-Dub has been elite, but he is the creator. You know, they don't run a whole bunch of stuff, but they mismatch hunt. They get him to his spots, and then you got to help. And they start kicking to the shooters. You start playing with pace, and then it all becomes a problem. But he's the head of the snake. So I got to give him the MVP nod.
Man, I wish I could be a devil's advocate, but it's SGA. We're talking about we can't give it to Jokic. I mean, the Nuggets aren't in dominance of the West.
True.
As of former years, you go to Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum is always in this controversial battle where he's arguably not the best player on his team. As him and Jaylen Brown go back and forth with their big show out games. But I mean, just to piggyback off of what Collin said, man, SGA is the general of a young army that has came to prominence quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even last year, they were still taking it up a notch. J-Dub wasn't really into the big character he is now.
Right.
Not knocking some points off of him, but now he's a far more, I would say he's in more of a better shell of himself, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. And then, I mean, you had Chet. Chet is it's the cherry on top of the ice cream cone, man. It's just, I got SGA. It's no-brainer.
My reasoning, he got cool outfits.
Cool Instagram caption.
And it'd be good for the league if he won MVP.
He got cool outfits.
I like what you said about it not being Tatum because it's always a common discussion. Is he the best player on the team?
Is he the guy?
And plus, when people look at what makes the Celtics tick, it's the whole, as they call it, starting 6 with Horford as a 6th man. That whole starting 5 plus Horford is the reason they're doing everything. So it can't be Tatum.
Mm-hmm. If you take
Tatum
really
like
off the
Giannis
Celtics, they'll still be a playoff team.
Yeah,
for sure.
Contender.
A lot of guys. That's what I say with these MVP questions. Take that guy off the team. Where would the team go?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about y'all, but man, that 30-something points a game from SGA, you take him off the Thunder. Man, I don't know.
They a
See, but
team.
They'd
it's
be a
hard,
play-in
bro.
team fighting for that 11 and 10th spot.
It's hard not giving Jokic his 3rd though.
Yeah,
I
of course.
Triple double
It's
again.
just the dominance in the
I was
West
about to say.
for me,
I'll just say that.
I mean, they're 4th.
Yeah, they're fourth
But
right
they've
now.
always
But they've
half
always
a
top
game.
by a
But they've-
substantial amount by the end of the year.
But they always have dominated, and they've been more dominant when he's had those MVPs. And like, voter fatigue is real. It really is real. Voter fatigue is so real. They just want a fresh. They like the NBA loves fresh. The NBA loves new. So they gonna give it to they would give it to SGA over Jokic, especially if the Thunder got that one seed.
And
Yeah.
you look at it, I don't like to look at basketball from this perspective, but I think you have to on occasion. Who's more marketable? Jokic,
Doesn't care.
the league extended him the crown. You are the best.
Yeah.
We want you to be the face of the
He
league.
said,
I love horses.
Literally.
I love horses. That was a
Bro,
response.
his post-game interview after winning the finals, yeah, I'm just ready to go back home, man.
Bro left the MVP, the finals MVP trophy in the locker room.
Yeah, he
You know,
don't
so it's like,
They
and,
don't care.
and it's like, hey, do you? But if I'm the league, you're in a neck and neck battle with a guy
who has cool outfits.
Before
He put that-
entertainment's gentlemen, it's always a business.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He put
It's
it on.
always
So-
a business.
And then the style of play, not to cut you off, but
No,
like
you
the
good.
style of play, Shai is just like so aesthetically pleasing to watch play basketball. Where it's like Jokic, he just
He
plays
has-
it slow.
Yeah, Shea has that aura.
He got.
Oh, that is the worst
SGA's
word.
game isn't really comparable.
yeah.
He's not that big of a 3-point shooter. Like
No.
he has, man. And I know you can't really say this about players nowadays, but SGA has an old school game to him.
He got that bad.
The mid-range bag
He lets it
guys
come
like
to him.
DeMar,
Ooh.
SGA, he has an old school game.
Yeah, he let it come to him. I love that about
And
him.
man, it's just guys like that. Those are what's gonna keep the league. That's what's gonna keep the league rolling.
Yeah, man. It keeps like award show. Jokic probably gonna show up in what, a t-shirt, some jeans. SGA gonna put it on.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I like Shea for the MVP because, I mean, he's number one in the West. Well, number 2 right now, but by half a game. On a team that's way ahead of schedule. They should not be this good.
No disrespect to Tatum, but I would consider putting Mitchell and I would consider putting Ant ahead of him.
Yeah.
In terms of impact, you know, if you're just looking at the impact that these guys have on their team, and don't get me wrong, I don't want to blame Tatum for having a good team. I don't think you should be penalized for that. But Ant, what he's done in Minnesota with, if they don't have him, they probably aren't even in the play. Like they're down there with the slums. You know, they struggling. And then you look at Mitchell. Mitchell's averaging 28, 5, and 6, doing so efficiently, and he's got them in the 2nd seed. You know, so Giannis is a top 3 candidate. So I would love to see Mitchell get some more shine. I doubt he wins it, but he's really having a career year.
Yeah, and I don't see Giannis as a top 3 candidate. I don't, which is crazy because like they're 3rd seed, but
Yeah.
it's just like it hasn't felt like they've had a good year for.
Yeah.
True.
Because
Yeah, they-
everybody, as soon as they make that trade, is all right. It's the Bucks' ring to lose.
Mm-hmm.
So throughout the season, they've shown a lot of disappointing moments, but they still have a good record, which
Yeah.
is
I don't know why that was the case for a lot of people in the media. It was the Bucks rings lose. I mean, don't get me wrong. Damian Lillard is a one-of-one talent, but with the addition of Damian Lillard, they lost a lot. Campaign, and they also lost. What's my boy?
Grayson.
West Virginia, Javon Carter and Grayson Allen. Those were key bench players.
Yeah.
Bobby Portis can't do it all now. One thing I did see, I did like how they added my boy Pat Bev. I feel like going forward, you need a guy like that in the playoffs.
Pat Bev.
You need a guy willing to throw an elbow out there.
yeah.
A guy with some dog in him. But, man, I mean, the Bucks, they've been very, very lackluster and mediocre, I
Yeah.
would say, this year. I feel like firing Adrian Griffin, it was a bit irrational.
Mm-hmm.
Something had to be done, and, I mean, I think they viewed him as a scapegoat. Something's going on in that front office, because I saw it was reports of Giannis had no say, and Adrian Griffin going, hey, Giannis, you're the franchise. Of course
He
you're not
did.
saying it.
He had the say.
He had the say.
Man, they was
'Cause
dancing
I don't
doing
think-
TikToks pregame.
I don't think they've gotten along ever since Adrian got there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's always been issues
Because I mean,
in the locker room.
I hated that they got rid of Budenholzer.
You did? I was kind of glad that they did. I just didn't think they picked the right guy. I think they should have gone Nurse. All chips in on
Yeah.
Nurse. I think that was
It's
the
just-
pick to make.
Budenholzer is, I mean, you talk about, I mean, he's a guy you want to start a franchise with.
Who's he coaching now?
He
again?
is.
Like,
Budenholzer?
With what he knows.
okay, I'm with you.
Because
I'm
look
with
at
you.
Is
who's
he?
Budenholzer. Look at who he's been under.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Came from the pop tree.
and I mean, obviously everybody has their tenure in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's always going to be someone's time to go.
Always.
So it was a little upsetting seeing Budenholzer go, but it wasn't the end of the world. Is what I'm saying. It wasn't. I would like if I was a Bucks fan, I wouldn't lose sleep over it.
Right.
But I will say that getting Adrian Griffin, it was
iffy.
an iffy pick, and letting him go was a little bit iffy,
Yeah.
And I
Middle
think
of the season, too.
middle of the season and
which happens a lot though.
But the middle of a good season.
For championship contending teams, that does happen often. Not often, but when it happens, it's not a surprise. I mean, look what the Cavs did with David Black.
But that was off
That was
season.
Bron. That was just
That was
Bron.
Bron.
Now it's Giannis. So
they said I heard somebody say it was Dame because I mean you look at the stats first and foremost. Dame's numbers in terms of usage, time on ball dropped tremendously from his time in Portland. I mean, that's to be expected, right? You go into a team with a star as well, it's
New
to be
system.
expected. But I think he was pretty out there about the offense should be running through him. And they leaked through Chris Haynes, the guy that's been covered him, broke the trade of him going to the Bucks. And the report of the blow up during the in-season tournament when they lost to the Pacers came through Chris Haynes. So a lot of people think Dame had a significant voice in him being let go. And I mean, I get it, but even then, I don't want to say you replaced mid with mid, but you didn't take a step forward.
Yeah.
they
Man,
haven't really
you're in
done
the same
anything
spot.
since getting
Right.
Doc Rivers.
Man, they got
Yeah,
First 5 games into getting Doc Rivers, they were 1-4.
yeah, Pat Bev out there. They had Pat Bev, and he's like 3 games in. He out there with a clipboard in his hand coaching.
Well, you know Pat Bev, he's on for the camera. I like Pat though.
Other NBA news before we move on. Former NBA player Brent Forbes arrested on family violence charges. That's weird. And
Michigan
then
State.
Miles Bridges' charges got dismissed this morning, I think.
Ain't no way.
That's another Michigan guy. What's going on?
What Tom Izzo got going on up there?
Man.
But-
that's money. Oh yeah, Miles Bridges, that's money. Charges drop.
Yeah,
Uh,
100,000%.
Most of the things with these famous people, money.
Yeah.
That's money.
They said Forbes, he strangled whoever it was.
Yeah,
He killed
and
him?
then
I don't think
No.
so, but like he
yeah,
Who?
and then ran from the scene. I was just Forbes allegedly assaulted a 30-year-old woman described as an ex-significant other.
He must really
How
hate
is
that
he?
ex.
He called 1-800-JOKE.
Charge of assaulting a family member by choking, strangulation.
That is crazy.
oh my goodness.
But speaking of Michigan State, team that they beat Indiana State, bro. Shout out Sycamores, man. They got ranked today.
23rd.
Yesterday. First time since the Larry Bird team in '79.
Man,
Dang.
a
They
lot
cool or
done
whatever.
changed. It's kind of crazy.
They'll definitely be a tournament team. They'll definitely be a dark horse for the tournament.
Right
Upset-
now,
They
upset.
say we not. we
right
think-
now, Joe
think they get
Lunardi
upset?
got them playing.
Uh-huh.
Right now, Joe Lunardi got them at the 8, going against Texas at the 9, which
Okay.
they can win. And then
They can.
the 1 and
Texas is
16 right
poorly
there is
coached.
Purdue.
What were you saying?
Huh? I say you got him going for an upset this tournament.
Well, I mean, they're a team from the Missouri Valley Conference. If they beat a Power 5 team, no matter what the season
They just
is,
lost
it'll be an
today.
upset. So yeah, I would say yeah. They got a good squad. And their squad is, man, I think his name is Robbie Avila, the kid from this suburb Chicago area. Man, they say he's like the Mexican Jokic, y'all. And the guy, he plays with such a vision of the court.
They just lost today to Illinois State.
Dang.
Well,
Conference play.
That rank,
Ranked
man.
again.
At home.
That rank is a curse.
I'm about to say they going right back down.
They go-
See ya. Be
That
another
rank
four
is
years.
a
Illinois
curse.
State has they got a losing record.
I still
They're
think they'll
12
make
and
the
4.
tournament. They'll
They just
still
lost
win
today?
the
Yeah.
NBC.
What was score?
80 to 67.
Huh?
80 to 67.
Oh,
At home
But,
against a team that's under 500.
at home.
This
Yeah,
team on the
that
front
rank is a
100.
curse, man.
it's crazy, and I bet the game was packed. Them ISU
Oh, put
games
it back
have been
down.
packed recently.
Yeah, they sell them
They've
out.
been they're selling out.
And it makes sense. They're
But-
20-3 now. 21.
I ain't gonna
I
care. I
think-
need to see them against Purdue.
It'll
I
be
ain't gonna
good.
lie.
It'll be good for them in
I
the
think they'll
tournament.
win.
I was about to say, I
Missouri
need to see
Conference
that.
teams, they do well in the tournament.
Yeah.
We go back from years, man, when they made their Final Four push in 2013. But Wichita State was a Missouri Valley Conference team. You go a couple years after.
Nah, that run was crazy.
Was it
I mean,
Shaka
with
Smart?
Frank, what's my boy name? Fred Van Vliet and them in that team.
Yeah.
And
Shaka
Ryan
tough.
Baker.
Mm-hmm.
Ron Baker. You go a couple years after that, Northern Illinois, another MVC team. They went. I think they went as far as I want to say the Elite Eight.
NIU is MAC, buddy.
Huh?
NIU is in the
NIU
MAC.
No, I said
Northern
You said
Illinois.
Northern.
is not-
Northern. I meant Northern Iowa. UNI.
They did have a
Northern
run.
Iowa. That's what I
serious.
meant to say.
Aren't
My
they like the
apologies.
prairies or
Good.
something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. They
Northern
have a run.
Iowa. They're in the MVC. Drake
Yeah.
and Drake does well. Bradley is they've had a push years on before. So historically speaking, man,
And
They
you know,
have a big
hopefully if Purdue gets past a number 16, that's who they would play.
I need to see that ISU
Syracuse just
Purdue.
beat North Carolina today.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. Road game.
I'm not
Judah
gonna hold
Mintz. Remember the name.
Purdue's very beatable, and I think
Oh,
there's
shut
a
up.
high chance that whatever 16 seed they face could beat them.
Mhm.
You know, number one, once you get in the tournament, a lot of these smaller schools, and this is what I do love about lower levels in college basketball, they rely on actually being strategically sound. It's not like we just ran out and got all the highest level recruits and we got the
They
best
gonna
athletes.
beat you with this. Yeah.
We're gonna out scheme you. Look at what UMBC did to Virginia a couple years ago. You gonna come out and trap our pick and rolls? We're gonna slip every single one of them. Now your big is out at half, and our guy is rolling to the rim, and we got shooters. So who you gonna help off of? And so now you got to make these type of adjustments when you've been playing other schools who only play this 80s style of basketball. So I think you got a guy like Zach Edey. Respectfully, he's food in the pick and roll. Like you call him up, and he's gotta come out. He's got to guard somebody. And these schools got guards that can hit mid-range jumpers, hit floaters, hit pull-up threes. So unless you want to get burned by that consistently, you want to lose that way, he's got to step up and guard, and that makes things a lot tougher. So I'm not a believer in them.
Yeah, they was the number one seed and they lost last year, right?
Mm-hmm. What was it, second round?
Dickens.
And the year before
First
that,
round,
they
first
were
round,
number
first
2 seed that lost to a number 15 seed, I believe, in St. Peter's.
And the year before that, they were 3 and lost to 14, North Texas.
Man, they don't like the tournament, huh? They don't
Yeah,
like
look,
playing.
Tournament don't like them.
They allergic.
Well,
Hey, Matt Painter been there for 20 years and been in the Elite 8 one time. And that was when Carson Edwards had averaged 30.
Nah.
That
That
run,
run,
but Matt Painter's still a good coach.
that
Let's not
run
take
In the
away-
regular
so
season.
Crazy,
Let's not take that
bro.
away from him. He's a good coach.
In the regular season,
He
yeah.
the Kyle
He'll go
Shanahan.
down. He'll go down as one of the greatest.
Nah, Kyle at least got to the
Kyle did it.
championship.
Right, Kyle go get you.
Kyle
there.
got to that championship.
Vader don't even do that, bro.
Kyle gonna get you.
He said, "Well, bunch of this for."
All right, young, bro. I'm here for that bread.
He said, y'all hoop,
I'm here
right?
for that bonus check.
Yes, sir.
Zach Edey.
We got a tall guy. I mean,
Zach
tall
Edey,
and square. He got it.
Dunk ball.
Other college sports news, it's looking like the 10 Pac-12 schools that left will be still have to fill those Pac-12 bowl game spots for the next 2 seasons. That just broke today.
That's tough, but it's got to happen because, I mean, they don't got a conference, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
2-team conference.
It's
You know.
crazy. They're still under the Pac-12 name,
right.
Yeah.
like just those 2, because they won them lawsuits. But it's just they just gonna merge with the Mountain West after a year or 2.
I wonder how
Is
long
that the
that's gonna
biggest
last.
group of 5 conference out west?
Yeah,
Is
and
it
they
the Mountain
basically
West?
play them. Like, they about to play a Mountain West schedule for these next 2
Okay,
years.
so who's not
At least
was that
football.
Colorado
That's
State,
like Boise State.
Boise State, Colorado State, Eastern Washington.
I think,
Cooper
yeah,
Kupp,
I think
them?
Ewu in there. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, I like that.
But in basketball, they play in a West Coast Conference schedule, which makes more sense. That's Gonzaga,
West
St.
Coast
Mary's,
Conference, St. Mary's,
Ooh, they in
Loyola
there.
Marymount.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
San
I like
They didn't want to
Francisco.
play the
I like that.
WAC.
Santa Clara.
Like how they got the MAC, they got the WAC. I think that's
the
all
WAC is done.
the
WAC.
WAC
Yeah.
in college basketball. I thought
Period.
that was all the University of California branch schools like Long Beach State,
Oh,
Santa
I guess it is
Barbara,
still going.
Santa Clara,
That was just for women's.
UC Riverside. I know y'all heard of them schools.
I don't know too much about college basketball.
That's too small, though.
It's too small.
Mountain West is
do they have
a lot
WAC?
bigger.
Because Gonzaga didn't have a
It
football
is
team.
still a WAC, yeah.
Okay, I didn't know there was a WAC in football.
But yeah, no, these schools are too small
So you
compared
said
to
Mountain West?
Oregon State
Let me see
and
what-
You're
Washington
not
State.
getting no money.
You got California
you right, it's a
Baptist.
bunch
and
LA
Oh,
schools.
so yeah, that's really down. Okay, it's Southwest Utah, Southern Utah, Utah Valley.
yeah, man, the college sports landscape is. I
don't
still
like
can't
it,
wrap my
man.
head around
I
it,
can't, man.
and I won't be able to for
The
a while.
NCAA needs to be done away with. I don't know what needs to replace it, but
Mhm.
it just needs to be done away with, bro. It's too many flaws, too
It's a
many holes.
business, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, the NCAA is.
And a
I'm
poorly
so happy
ran
they're
football.
losing these lawsuits
They
these
just-
past 5 years.
They just signed a fat contract, or not even NCAA.
It's all
I'm
about
talking
television.
college
Yeah.
football.
They don't care about the fans though.
I don't care about the players.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too. Okay, I see the Mountain West. Okay, I like that. For who's left? Don't tell me. Was it Stanford, and
Nah, it's Oregon State and Washington State.
Oregon
Yeah.
State, Washington State,
Stanford and Cal joined the ACC.
Stanford and Cal.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
they went from the Pacific Coast to Atlantic Coast.
Stanford and ACC.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Washington
Like, it
State,
don't make no
Oregon State.
sense,
I
right?
like them playing these schools. Wyoming, New Mexico, Utah State, UNLV. That'll be a big one. San Diego State. That'll be a big one. Danny O'Neill Cathedral. They'll be going good so far. But okay, I like it.
Yeah, it's a good adjustment.
Do you think anything will change with the MAC?
Nah.
Or you think
Nah.
the MAC can stay the same?
Nah, the MAC
MAC
is
the
staying.
MAC's
The MAC's the
been,
only one that
the
hasn't
MAC
changed.
has been the way
since,
it
like,
is
the
for about
70s.
20 years now.
Yeah,
Last
nah.
team to leave the MAC was Marshall.
Yeah, that was in the 90s.
But yeah, other than
I'd
that,
say that the MAC isn't even looking for expansion right now.
Because remember, like, what was it, 12 years ago, there was a different conference realignment. MAC was the only one that didn't change. Because when
Out of all
Maryland
the
came
sports.
to the Big Ten,
oh
Rutgers
yeah,
came
Maryland,
to the Big Ten. Because the old Big East,
Nebraska.
collapsed.
There was no more Big
Yeah.
Eight. Also,
yeah, the Big Eight.
Nebraska
turned to the
and
Big 12.
Colorado. Nebraska going to the Big Ten, and Colorado
Yeah.
going to the Pac-12. Yeah.
MAC was, I think MAC was the
It
only out
was.
of all of the conferences that didn't
SMU
change.
was also in the Big Eight, I believe.
They're ACC now, too.
They are.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I like that. They're a big school.
ACC get ugly.
And
Yeah,
I thought
nah.
would go Big
SMU
12
is
is a
or
good
SEC,
school.
though.
They're
The
a big
ACC,
school. They
the
get
ACC
recruits.
The ACC no longer.
Kids love playing
in
in Dallas,
yeah.
man.
And they finna have the same conference championship. It's probably gonna be Louisville and Florida State again.
Right.
Okay, so nothing changes from an Irish, right? They're still
Nah, they still
independent.
They're still
Okay.
independent.
You're a Notre Dame fan?
Oh yes, the most coveted football team.
Yeah, that. Oh yes, was
I like how you said, oh, yes.
Hold on, buddy.
Wait,
Oh,
what are they in basketball? Like do they-
ACC.
ACC.
Okay.
And
They like that in every sport,
And they're
except football.
I'm about to say
Nah,
they was ACC that
and
COVID
hockey.
year.
in
Yeah.
hockey, they're Big Ten.
Yeah.
But hockey,
Those are
it's
only
only
two.
like Ohio
Which I never
State,
understood why they
Michigan,
never joined the Big Ten.
and Notre Dame. And,
Okay.
Right.
yeah.
Like that don't make no sense why they never joined the Big Ten.
What
Notre Dame.
money?
Yeah,
Because
nah, they don't want that smoke.
Notre Dame's right there in South Bend. With a lot of stuff would be happening at Notre Dame because I mean the headquarters of Big Ten is it's in Chicago. I think it's in Evanston.
Wouldn't
where
they make more
Northwestern
money
is,
if they
but-
joined the Big Ten?
Huh?
Say, wouldn't they make more money if they joined the Big Ten?
No, they make more money independently because they have to deal with NBC.
Yeah.
That deal they have with NBC is
Yeah,
just
they
them.
got their own media.
If they
and
would
stuff.
move to the Big Ten, then they'll have to join the Big Ten, and they'll have to share a cut with the other. Was it like 12 teams?
Yeah.
They'll have to share a cut.
Like
No,
14,
with NBC, they get the whole load. Pause.
Music can get a taste of the whole.
Pause.
He said, "Oh
Yeah.
yes."
Notre Dame in the Big Ten would make a lot of sense because obviously their biggest rivalry is USC, but they second to are Michigan State and Michigan. But
Mhm.
They ain't
Ohio
gonna lose
State,
that money,
them
man.
games would be crazy.
I don't want that smoke.
Man.
I
You a
don't want-
Buckeyes fan?
This nigga don't know me.
What you like?
He Alabama.
Blitz,
Roll
Bama,
Tide.
blitz.
Oh,
I don't
my
give a
God.
piss
Care
about
about
nothing
nothing
but
but
the
the
Tide.
Oh,
Don't
my
get pissed about nothing but time. Blitz, Bama, blitz.
College basketball news: Caitlin Clark is only 8 away now after.
Nebraska
They
shut
got
her
it.
down.
Yeah.
When next time they play?
Iowa.
Yeah,
She tough.
I know they play IU soon.
I'm about to say Nebraska
She's
player
8
on
away from what?
scraps.
Passing Kelsey Plum,
Kelsey Plum for the all-time record.
That's
and
fine.
she's like 100 some away from Pete Maravich.
They play on
all time.
They play on
She
the
close to Pete.
Yeah.
That's
Which is
kinda
crazy because Pete did it in 3 years with no 3-point line. And he's
Pete,
been number one.
hey, for his time.
Yeah,
he was
that's
tough.
one player who I'll say you can take him and bring him now, and he's still
He-
average
he
20.
still
The one
be
dude
valid.
almost beat Pete's record from last year.
Antoine.
The kid from Antoine Davis from Detroit Mercy.
Yeah,
If they would have made the tournament,
yeah,
he would have been.
Yeah.
yeah. But they
But
lost
he-
the conference
He
championship.
played. I think he played.
He
probably
played
like
like
5
6
years.
Yeah,
He
he
was
been
a
there.
graduate student. He played about 5 years.
But nah,
And he shoot the ball
Iowa,
every
just kept the
possession.
keys.
Iowa plays Michigan on the 15th.
And
Yep.
you said
And it's at home.
She 8 away from Kelsey.
Yeah.
How many years in college did Kelsey do? 4.
3.
She did 3?
4.
And she's the all-time women's leading scorer.
Yeah.
It's a shame she only
She
gonna
was
hold
so-
it for a couple of years.
she was
Juju do
so-
4.
Oh yeah,
Hey, Juju gonna get her.
Hey, Juju gonna
boy.
get her.
Juju gonna get
And
her.
if it's not Juju, Hannah Hidalgo for Notre Dame averaging more than Juju right now.
Nah, Juju averages more.
Oh, she more now.
Yeah.
'Cause I
Juju
swear
average-
the ESPN graphics show first and second.
Nah, Juju.
but
average,
either way, they the top 2.
Yeah, Juju
It
average
gonna get
27.
Freshman at least.
Caitlin Clark gonna be
And-
big, y'all. You know she's going to the fever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
we
crazy.
gonna be there for that first
I
game.
didn't know.
Be there.
I didn't know Caitlin Clark also led the league in assists too.
Assists, yeah.
Yeah, she be getting
Every
to it,
year.
man. She be
Yeah,
getting
and
to
shout out Ball State, Nyla Hampton, 4th in steals.
it. Yep.
Shout out Ball State women's,
I
period.
think
What are
so.
they, 21-3?
They should be nationally ranked.
They should be. They're
They
getting
should
votes
be
in the
right,
coaches
yeah.
poll, but they should be getting AP looks.
They not nationally ranked.
No.
They don't
should
want
be.
to see us win for real. It's
That's
cool.
okay.
It's
When
cool
we win the
though.
MAC tournament, they gonna have to.
They
Come
gotta
on
win
down
the
here
MAC
in Muncie,
tournament
see what we
because
talking about.
none of them mean nothing.
Come-
Because they're not getting
come-
that large.
Come to the streets.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
But that's the thing. Notre Dame did come here,
They stomped us. Yeah.
stomped. Beat them
But
by
nah, but that's
20.
Notre Dame. Now.
and
Yeah.
part of the reason
they
is
lost
just
to UConn, too.
competition when it comes to conference. That's why I say, like, if Ball State was to replicate how ISU is doing right now, Ball State wouldn't even be considered to get ranked. Because ISU, I mean, there's tougher teams in the Missouri Valley Conference. The Missouri Valley Conference, basketball-wise, is a better conference than the MAC.
Mm-hmm.
Just off the strength. So,
But yeah, nah, Juju definitely gonna break that record.
Yeah. She nice.
I think.
Dang.
But
Before they moved to the Big East.
Yeah.
Yeah, Creighton.
moving on, bro. We talked about it last week a lot, but they had the WrestleMania XL standoff finally, and
Oh,
Cody is gonna fight Roman.
Come on.
Give me your
man.
thoughts on that whole standoff.
You go
Conference.
first, bro. You go first, bro.
first off, I'm glad he finishing his story.
Yes, sir.
But it was crazy how he got slapped like that in front of everybody, in front of all the girls
Right.
watching. You feel me?
Right.
You get slapped like that.
CM Punk said that shit wouldn't happen to me.
Well, it is
No,
happening to me
sir.
though.
No, sir. Man, I'm glad they did the right thing. You know, they did the right thing. But moving forward, I do like on Raw they had Seth come out and he's like, if you need some help, I'm rocking with you. You know, so if they pull up, he there. And I think
Yeah.
that's good because it would be that match is too important to make it a specialty match. Like you don't want no cage match. You like let them scrap 1-on-1. But The Rock pulling up, I'm not gonna hold you. I thought something crazy. I thought like Dean Ambrose was finna come out when Buddy said Shield, but I was tweaking. But I think they doing the right
tough.
thing. That would have been crazy.
That would've been
That would've been
valid.
so crazy. But I think they doing the right thing. The storyline's headed correctly. WrestleMania I think it's getting to where it needs to be. I do think they pulling the card on Becky Lynch and Rhea too quickly. I don't really want to see that, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's fresher matchups. Cargill, what's she doing?
I need to see her.
We need to see her. I need to see
That's
her.
my baby.
You know, so like we got to get something rolling there, but they on the right track.
I think it's been acknowledged. Don't get me wrong, but we have to talk about Triple H going from one of the GOAT wrestlers in ring to one of the best bookers
Yep.
of all time.
Yep.
Like this whole past year or two, well, really post COVID, WWE has made that rise back up in the mainstream. Like,
Yeah.
we have celebrities coming out to the events, posting about it. It's trending #1 on Twitter all the time. It's back to that level where WWE was
Right.
used to being,
Mhm.
and that whole press conference standoff felt real. Like that smack felt real.
And talking about the
The
family.
talking was real. The backstage with Triple H was like, that got out of hand, and The Rock was like, get
Fix
that
it.
shit together or whatever.
Yeah.
It all felt real. The Triple H coming out there, I make the decisions. I love it. That's what I really loved about it, and loved about the direction. Like, I'm so happy Vince is gone and Triple H
For
has
more
the
than one
stakes.
reason.
has the keys.
Yeah.
Creed.
And like you said, I like that they're building it up to have, who was it, Seth and Sami Zayn
Mhm.
by his side in
Yeah.
case Solo and Jimmy want to come out, The Rock want to come out and do something.
Right.
I like that because now it's showing us it's not going to be the same copy and paste ending.
Exactly.
Nah, I ain't gonna have
I'm
to
ready
actually
to-
scrap.
I'm ready to see Cody do the wall with the two belts
It's
in his
gonna
hand.
be crazy. Bro, it's just a night and day difference. As someone that I got back into wrestling, it was like 2019. You look at how things were booked and written when Vince was in charge compared to now. Shows are just so much more interesting. Pay-per-views, there's a different feel to everything. Like you said, the press conference felt real. If that was Vince, he just gonna have The Rock come out. He might have The Rock make a video and put it on the Jumbotron and be like, hey, I'll throw you $1 million. Do that and we cool. But Triple H is just putting in so much more effort. I appreciate how storylines are continued from story to story. With Vince, it would be X, Y, and Z, whatever wrestler just hit bro with a chair and then he come out after WrestleMania, he a good guy all of a sudden for
Vince,
no reason.
yeah.
And it's like, your viewers aren't dumb. You know, not everyone is a wrestling writer, but there's enough mental there to understand there should be some continuity.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate that. Like you said, Triple H really went from top 10 wrestler of all time to really bringing WWE back to prominence. Like, it was looking a little scary with AEW for a minute, but WWE really doing them nasty right now.
Yeah, and I'm excited for this Elimination Chamber. The ones that have qualified right now, Drew, Randy, Bobby Lashley, and LA Knight.
That's a banger.
That's money.
That's a
I don't
banger.
even care who the last two are. I mean, obviously, I want them to be good talent too, but
Put Dominic in for the culture, bro.
goes
the culture.
for A.
Let him be
Speaking of
Joe.
Dom, I was thinking about this, like, he's so over as a heel.
So over.
Like, soon as you hear his music, see his face, it's booze.
I was about to say,
Like,
not a single person. in
you don't
that
hear
arena.
nothing but booze. I love that.
This is peak work right now, bro.
Yeah, it really is. So, yeah, the WWE, they've been cooking, bro. They've been cooking, and the road to WrestleMania has definitely been what it's supposed to be so far. And it's only going to get better from here.
For sure, bro. Wait, real quick, before we bounce out, UFC 298 this weekend, bro. Volk facing Taporia.
That is this week.
Yes, sir. That's this weekend. Let me pull up the card. We got you a UFC fan?
I'll keep up if it's a big name
All
that I
right.
recognize.
It's a couple big names on this card. You got Volk and Taporia. You got Whitaker and Costa. Jeff Neal and Ian Gary. Marab and Henry. So this is really an
Ain't no
amazing
cap.
card.
I need
bro.
to see Ian Gary lose.
I do.
I
This is a big
don't
card.
like
Yes,
him.
this
I
is a
don't.
great
I don't fool
I
him.
keep up with. I do like the Nigerian brother Adesanya.
You rock
Is
with
that-
Adesanya, yeah.
Adesanya. I noticed Sean O'Malley,
You rock with Sean?
Sugar Sean.
Patty the Batty. Just the
Oh,
big,
nah,
just the big
nah,
names.
bro. I get it,
Just the
dog. I
big
get it.
names.
I get it.
But the John, I try to keep up I'm trying to learn more, so I'm taking dives in, watching the highlights of Daniel Cormier,
Legend.
John Jones, his
He
brother.
was
I see his
freak.
brother still fighting. Other than that, more in the box.
I rock with it.
Because I mean, we just saw and it's announced Haney and Ryan Garcia, April the 20th,
Garcia getting cleaned up.
420.
I'm about to say Garcia gonna
Garcia,
get worked.
yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. Haney's gonna work.
And I'm
it.
not a Devin Haney fan
But Haney's
because
gonna
he
work.
talked too much and he don't. This
His
is problem.
dad.
He run away from the
He
goons
talk
for
too
real.
much. He don't box. He don't box too much. He talk too much, but he don't box too much.
Yeah, his
So,
pops do all that talking
Yeah,
for
All
him.
pops-
of it, bro.
He like the Lonzo Ball of boxing.
Yeah.
His dad, the Triple B. So, but nah, man, I got Haney, but it's gonna be a good fight.
Yeah.
Cause both of them, well, I ain't gonna say both of them, cause obviously Garcia did what he did, but I'm sick of all the talking, man. I want to see the big one with Haney and Tank. I
Yeah.
want to see
Haney knows.
Haney know what's
Haney
up.
know
I don't
what's
even
up.
think Haney can mess with Charlo. I don't.
I mean, Haney lost to Loma, in my opinion. You
He
know,
did.
he got
Yeah,
outboxed,
he did.
bro. And
He
them
did.
championship rounds, he was
did.
getting worked.
Yeah.
So, and Loma's out of his prime. Loma's 30 plus, 35 plus. Like Loma's
He's
old,
still.
bro. He that movement.
He's so quick with it. Like he
he's
just.
tough. He tough. But before this card, bro, real quick, we really just gonna go main event. You got Volker Topuria.
I think Volk gonna bounce back. I think he's gonna bounce back.
I could see it. My thought process, my mind went a lot of different ways on this fight. At first, I was like, Topuria really kind of overrated. You know, he's kind of had a nice path to the title. But then I really got in on his film, and I was like, yo, he's serious, bro. You know,
And he got the youth too, so that's what make it
he's
worse.
27. He doesn't have a weakness. He can grapple. He can wrestle. His hands are legit one of the best boxers in the UFC, and crazy power to top it off. But
It's gonna be a good one for sure.
he got holes that Volk can really mess with. You know, Volk's the best calf kicker at 145. Topuria really sitting his stance. That's a problem. You know, and Topuria get a little reckless, Volk can wrestle. So I'm very interested to see that fight. Should be a great scrap. But I'm gonna go Topuria. I think it's a young man's time, bro. I think
It's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, for
This
sure.
might be a little passing of the torch, whatever.
It might be, bro. It might be.
Well, that'll do it for this episode. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. This week, I will have a feature out. Amadou's gonna have a feature out. Calvin's gonna have a feature out in our Ball State Daily newspaper.
Successful
So-
brothers.
Yes, sir.
Make sure we check those out. Those will be on our stories on Instagram. Also, make sure you're following us this weekend. G Money and I will be at the All-Star game on All-Star Saturday events. So be sure to follow us on socials. All our socials are in the descriptions. We will add Calvin. So appreciate y'all for tuning in.